Yasam Tatutaya Mudiraye Nashta Preshu Apareshu Nityam Bhagavati Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhakti Bhavati Nasteke. Today we are reading from Canto 10, chapter 30, The Gopis Search for Krishna, text 1 through 13. Text 1. Sukadev Goswami said, when Lord Krishna disappeared so suddenly, the gopis felt great sorrow at losing sight of him, like a group of female elephants who have just lost their mates. Text 2. As the cowherd women remembered Lord Krishna, their hearts were overwhelmed by his movements and loving smiles, his playful glances and enchanting talks, and by the many other pastimes he would enjoy with them. Thus, absorbed in thoughts of Krishna, the Lord of Rama, the gopis began acting out his various transcendental pastimes. Text 3. Because the beloved gopis were absorbed in thoughts of their beloved Krishna, their bodies imitated his way of moving and smiling, his way of beholding them, his speech, and his other distinctive features. Deeply immersed in thinking of him and maddened by remembering his pastimes, they declared to one another, I am Krishna. Text 4. Singing loudly of Krishna, they searched for him throughout the Vrindavan forest like a band of mad women. They even asked the trees about him, who, as the super soul, is present inside and outside of all created things, just like the sky. Text 5, the gopi said, O Asvatha tree, O Plaksha, O Nayagrodha, have you seen Krishna? The son of Nanda Maharaj has gone away after stealing our minds with his loving smiles and glances. Text 6, O Kurupaka tree, O Ashoka, O Naga, Punaga, and Kampaka, has Balarama's younger brother, whose smile removes the audacity of all proud women, passed this way? Text 7. O most kind Tulsi, to whom the feet of Govinda are so dear, have you seen that infallible one walk by, wearing you and encircled by swarms of bees? Text 8. O Malati, O Malika, O Jati, and Yutika, has Madhava gone by here, giving you pleasure with the touch of his hand? Text 9. O Chuta, O Priyala, O Panasa, Asana, Govidara, O Jambu, O Arka, O Bilva, Bakula, and Amara, O Kadamba, and Nipa, and all you other plants and trees living by the banks of the Yamuna, who have dedicated your very existence to the welfare of others. We gopis have lost our minds, so please tell us where Krishna has gone. Text 10. O Mother Earth, what austerity did you perform to attain the touch of Lord Keshava's lotus feet, which has brought you such great joy that your bodily hairs are standing on end? You appear very beautiful in this condition. Was it during the Lord's current appearance that you acquired this aesthetic symptom? Or was it perhaps much earlier when he stepped upon you in his form of the dwarf Vamanadeva, or even earlier when he embraced you in his form of the boar Varahadeva? Text 11. O friend, wife of the dear, has Lord Achyuta been here with his beloved, bringing great joy to your eyes? Indeed, blowing this way is the fragrance of his garland of kumbha flowers, which was smeared with the kumkumana from the breast of his girlfriend when he embraced her. Text 12. O trees, we see that you are bowing down. When the younger brother of Rama walked by here, followed by intoxicated bees swarming around the tulsi manjaris, decorating his garland, did he acknowledge your obeisances with his affectionate glances? He must have been resting his arm on the shoulder of his beloved and carrying a lotus flower in his free hand. Text 13. Let us ask these creepers about Krishna. Even though they are embracing the arms of their husband, this tree, they certainly must have been touched by Krishna's fingernails, since out of joy they are manifesting eruptions on their skin. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Vidya Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for reading. I want to thank all the devotees who read translations regularly like this, because this is very important part of this session. So devotees get the full overview in a flow, simple flow, all the verses in that section. So hope you're taking advantage of hearing the translations when devotees are reading also. Yeah, thank you, Vidya Mataji. Yeah, Chaitanya Chandra Prabhu, please accept our humble obeisance, Prabhu. All go Sri Prabhupada. Yeah, whenever you're ready, you can start, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Vidya Maharaj Mataji, again for reading these translations. And again, it's very helpful. I'm going to start by offering my prayers. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीन् तारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्. Dear devotees, thank you so much for joining this Monday morning after a week of ecstatic Krishna Katha that we've had from such wonderful visiting devotees. We'll try to continue hearing this beautiful part of Srimad Bhagavatam, the 10th canto, the Samam Bonam. And in the past week, devotees have such wonderfully described this most intimate pastime of the Lord with his dearmost devotees and the loving exchanges that they've had, not in a material but in a deeply spiritual level, a connection between the beloved and the and the devotee, how they exchange these wonderful pastimes between amongst themselves. So continuing with that, there's a description of how the gopis come together to meet Krishna at the middle in the night, and then what we saw in the last section was that Krishna notices a tinge of pride in the hearts of the gopis. So detecting this tinge of pride in the heart of the gopis, Krishna disappears suddenly from that place. And now all of a sudden the gopis are left by themselves, and that is where the discussion starts today. So in the first shloka, Sri Shukadev Goswami says, then when Lord Krishna disappeared so suddenly, the gopis felt great sorrow at losing sight of him, just like a group of female elephants who have lost their mate. So we see oftentimes in the elephant clan that the one male elephant is followed by multiple family members, including female elephants. I remember from the description of Gajendra Maharaj, was described when he was in the Trikuta mountain region and he was walking. So many of his other family members, other female elephants, were all walking with him, and they were going to have this sporting condition in this lake. That is how the story of Gajendra Maharaj also begins. So this particular way, all these gopis, they became all of a sudden leaderless because everybody's attention was fixed not on themselves, not on their the co-gopis, but on the center of attraction, that is Sri Krishna. So as soon as the center disappeared, everything was hither thither. Nobody knew what to do, where to go, just like a group of female elephants who have lost their leader. In text 2, Sri Shukdev Goswami goes on to describe that as the cowherd men remember Lord Krishna, and this theme is repeated both in text 2 and 3, that when they were thinking so deeply about Krishna, all they could think, all they could come in their memory, all that could come in their recollection was Krishna and his beautiful pastimes. The way Krishna speaks, the way Krishna smiles, the way Krishna looks at them with his playful glances, the way he talks, and they could just remember Krishna in this particular way. Thus, they were absorbed in thoughts of Krishna, the Lord of Rama, Mother Lakshmi. The gopis began acting out his various transcendental pastimes. So they were becoming maddened with this love. And this is the love of the gopis, that the love of Srimati Radharani, that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to experience. And this is called the Vipra Lamba Bhav. The Vipra Lamba Bhav means far but near at the same time. And that, again, it is one of those things where we describe it in spiritual life. It is an inconceivable thing to understand. It is achintya bheda bhed. Achintya, because normally we think if you're far from somebody, you cannot really have an interaction with them because they're materially far. But in spirituality, in the Vipralamba Bhav, again, that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu um, showed through his Leela in this material world, is that the more further away you're from a person, the more you think about that person. If the person's really dear to you, the more you think about the person, the more that person is always in your consciousness. Sometimes when somebody is near to you and you see them every day, you don't pay so much attention to them because they're right next to you. What we call, you take them for granted. But when somebody is very far from you, you're always thinking about them. You're always thinking, what did he eat? Did he sleep today or not? Is he safe or not? So in this particular way, in the thoughts, we are always constantly in connection with them. So similarly, because the love the gopis had for Krishna was very, very deep, very, very intense, their remembrance of Krishna was also very, very intense, and their experience of Krishna, by remembering him, by talking, doing pastimes like him. They were trying to do like a drama, thinking that I am Krishna, then somebody else would become a demon, and then how Krishna and the demon would fight. So in this particular way, they were just reminiscing about the Lord and his wonderful activities. And the Lord himself confirms this fact in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, when he says, मच्चित्ता मत्कथा प्राणा बोधयन्ता परस्परा कथायन्तश्च मां नित्यं तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च. That what do my devotees do? Those devotees who are sincere, whenever they always are engaged in thinking about me, giving up their life for me, and in this particular way, they're always discussing about me. Kathayantascha mam nityam. And with all these things, they are always happy. They are always pleased because they are always in remembrance of me. So in this particular episode, we see that when the gopis lost sight of Krishna, they brought Krishna close to them by remembering him in their hearts. And anytime anybody really sincerely remembers Krishna by through his heart, through his prayer, Krishna himself manifests there in the devotee's consciousness. In text 4, now the gopis are becoming maddened with this Vipralamba Bhav. They're seeing Krishna everywhere. They're asking everybody about Krishna. They're asking the trees. They're searching for Krishna in the forest of Vrindavan like a band of mad women, it is said. Um, the reason that Krishna moves away is also quoted in the next verse, that the son of Nanda Maharaj has gone away after stealing our minds with his loving smile and glances. In this shloka, the term is used, Nanda Sunor Gato Ritva. Nanda Sunur means the son of Nanda Maharaj. Gato means left. Prema Hasaval Lokane. And how did he leave and how did he steal their hearts? By loving smiles and glances. Prema Hasa and Lokane, by his loving sidelong glances. In this particular way, they're telling the trees, they're sharing their plight with the different trees of Vrindavan, that this Krishna, this personality Krishna, he has stolen away our hearts because of his wonderful nature, and he has now left us. See what he has done to us. He should not have stolen our heart in that first place if he was to leave us only. But he has done this act. Now, again, like in the beginning, it was said towards the end of the last chapter, why Krishna leaves. The reason Krishna leaves, and they're confessing to the trees, also the gopis here, that Krishna leaves because when pride comes in the devotee's heart, then Krishna is not very pleased with it. When we come into devotional life, there are many anarthas that we have to conquer, and we use medications, or we use things that help us to conquer the anartha. For example, it is said that the medication for lust is engaging our senses in the service of the Lord. The medication for envy is to glorify other people. The medication for anger is forgiveness. And the medication for greed is to distribute charity. But all these medications, like what we have in real life, have a side effect. So similarly, in this material world, like we have side effect of medicine. In the spiritual world also, like when we develop these qualities, when we come into devotional life, when we start practicing as a sadhaka, and we achieve some of these qualities of compassion, forgiveness, charity, sense control, a hidden anartha or side effect that may develop in our heart is of pride, of this pride nature. And when this develops in our heart, Krishna becomes displeased with us. Sri Amrendra Prabhu had also such nicely elaborated that, Krishna, we may do so many wonderful services in the temple. We may be making garlands, flower garlands, is the example he used, and we may decorate the garland in such a particular way that may have a certain beautiful pattern, beautiful design, but if we have pride in our heart that we seek appreciation and glory for our service, we may think that, oh, I'm only going to do this garland service on major festivals and Sundays when everybody sees. What is the point of doing a Tuesday or a Wednesday garland service when nobody is going to see and appreciate that? But if we have that attitude, then even though we're offering that garland and that garland is hanging on the chest of the Lord, it is very, very far from his heart. Because anything that is mixed with pride, the Lord does not accept it. And we have seen so many examples of how in the Bhagavatam, Sri Krishna destroys the pride of his devotees so that they can come closer to him. My Guru Maharaj also often used to say that when we become devotees, sometimes we may feel that, oh, I'm better than others. I'm actually a more elevated soul than other people who are struggling in this material world because I'm a devotee and they are non-devotees. But the truth of the matter, Guru Maharaj says, is if we feel like that, then soon we are also going to become non-devotees. We'll fall down from a position. But the real understanding should be that I'm not better than them, but I am more fortunate than them. That through a devotee, Krishna has given us causeless mercy. Mercy is something that we do not deserve. Getting what we do not deserve is mercy or kripa. And when that comes, that should bring humility in a true sadhaka's heart, in a true devotee's heart, rather than being pride that will take Krishna away from us. Just like in this example, we see how Krishna, detecting the pride of the gopis, that they're so fortunate that they're able to engage in such personal, intimate pastimes with him, that he leaves the scene. This is what the gopis are sharing with the trees now. So they go from tree to tree sharing this experience, and they're asking so many different types of trees are mentioned in this. And they call Krishna by different names. They say Rama Anujo Maninam. Who's Rama Anuj? Rama Anuj is the younger brother of Rama. Rama means Balaram. And so they're calling Krishna by different names. And they says, what does this Rama Anuj do? This younger brother of Balram, he is so attractive, he is so beautiful that he ito darpa harasmitaha. He takes away the pride, the audacity, and the smiling faces of the maidens who are proud, because he's so beautiful and attractive that seeing them, they give up their pride and become bashful and become shy in front of him. He's so attractive. So in this particular way, have you seen this wonderful personality called Krishna? So the gopis go on searching and asking different trees. Now, after asking many trees, they don't get any answer. But they don't have time to waste because they're so eager to look for Krishna. So they keep moving to another tree. And then they conclude that all the trees that we have asked are actually in the male form. They're in the Purush trees. But Tulsi Maharani, who is the queen of Vrindavan, who is the presiding deity in Vrindavan. Um, she is the main person who is in the Vrindavan forest. She may very well be able to tell us because she is in a female form. So she will understand our pangs of separation from our beloved Sri Krishna. And then it says that Kachit Tulsi Kalyani Govinda Charana Priye. That Tulsi Maharani is most dear to Sri Krishna. And this can itself be like a 5-day session about the glories and importance of Tulsi Maharani to Krishna, to the devotees in our spiritual upliftment. But I will just share few facets of the glories of Tulsi Maharani, not to elaborate on it too much. But we see there was a wonderful story where Sri Narad Muni comes in and tells Satyabhama Devi that Satyabhama, I've heard that Mother Rukmini has more love for Krishna. He's trying to have this wonderful pastime. He tells Mother Rukmini has more love for Krishna. So I've heard like that. So Satyabhama Devi says, oh, no, no, no. How can that be? I have to also show my love for Krishna. What can I do? Narmuni says that I think you should give in charity all as much jewelry as possible, as much as the weight of Krishna, like a tuladan, like donation based on the weight of the person. So and says Narmuni says, but if you're not able to do it, and if you're not able to match the weight of Krishna, then you have to give up Krishna to me. Krishna will become my property then. So Satyabhama Devi says, yeah, seems very easy. We can have so much jewelry, we can give it and we can match, and that will show how much I love Sri Krishna. So they start doing this balance thing and they start putting all the different jewelries, and nothing is happening to the scale. Krishna is sitting on one end, the scale is not budging at all. So finally she becomes scared. Now I'm going to lose Krishna because of this agreement with Narad Muni. So she humbles herself and goes to Rukmani Devi and tells what happened and says, please save us. Please save me because I'm going to lose Krishna. So Tulsi Maharani, Mother Rukmini, says, so it's very simple. So she takes one Tulsi leaf, she prays, and with full loving heart and devotion, she places the Tulsi leaf on that scale. As soon as she puts Tulsi leaf on that scale falls down and Krishna goes up, showing that the weight and love of devotion offered with Tulsi is where most dear to Krishna. It's much more powerful that even Lord Krishna submits to it. So in this particular way, there are so many wonderful examples that we see of Tulsi Maharani that are given in the Shastras. One other point that the devotee had mentioned, which I found amazing, was when Lord Krishna wound up his material pastimes in this world, most personalities left, but there were some that stayed behind, like Giri Govardhan, uh, Yamuna Devi, the Dham of Vrindavan. So those personalities stayed so that they could continue encouraging us and engaging us in the service of Lord Krishna. But one other special personality that Lord Krishna left behind was Srimati Tulsi Maharani. And she's so special that if you see that the other personalities who got left behind, the Yamuna Devi, the Giriraj Govardhan, the Dham of Vrindavan, they are fixed, situated in one particular place. We still have to make efforts to go to Vrindavan to be able to serve them and take their blessings. But Srimati Tulsi Maharani is so kind that she manifested herself in a plant, and now she can be taken anywhere in the world. So wherever she is, we can think, remember, and glorify Krishna even in our own homes, and always make our home like Vrindavan by worshipping. So being so confident of this relationship of Tulsi Maharani, the gopis are asking her, may you should definitely know. Maybe the other people do not know, other trees do not know, but you will definitely know. Can you please tell us where Krishna went? And then they ask other plants and other creepers as well, that they see that they are have so many wonderful flowers. Definitely Krishna must have gone by here. That is why you're so ecstatic and blooming with flowers. Other trees are also mentioned here. One particular tree mentioned is Arka. In the purport, the devotees explain that tree is very, very dear to Lord Shiva. Um, Going on, they actually now glorify that, say, maybe some trees did not see Krishna because nobody's answering to them. They're waiting for a response. But definitely one person must have had contact with Krishna, which is the Bhumi Devi, because Krishna is walking on the Bhumi Devi. So Bhumi Devi must have known where Krishna went. So let us ask her. And it is true that Bhumi Devi is also very, very dear to Lord Krishna. It is because of the request of Bhumi Devi which, assisted by the devatas, that Lord Krishna descended to this material world. And also Bhumi Devi, who is an incarnation of Mother Satyabhama, is the wife of Krishna, wife of Vishnu, when he appeared in the form as Varahadev. So they're asking the Bhumi Devi as well. In text 11, they now meet a deer. Not just the plants and trees, they are so maddened in their love of separation for Krishna that they're even asking the deer, and they're noticing the movements of the deer, and they're thinking, oh, this deer is guiding us towards Krishna. Let us follow this deer. And then all of a sudden the deer disappears. And then they're like, oh, maybe the deer is afraid that she's going to reveal where Krishna is. So let's continue to follow the deer. And there's a wonderful mentioned description of the wind of Vrindavan. Um, Shimrendra Prabhu also discussed this, that there's a special quality of the breeze that blows in Vraj, in Vrindavan. We see that the quality of the breeze is that it's very soft and gentle. It's very refreshing. It has a very nice smell to it. It is not like a turbulent wind that is blowing everything, unless Trinavarta comes. But the wind of Vrindavan is so soft and gentle, and it is bringing such wonderful memories to it. In this particular way, they also encounter the trees who are bowing down with all the fruits that are laden with so much juice, and they are wondering that must be Krishna must have passed from here. That is why all these trees are bowing down and offering obeisances. So they are asking those trees, and the last they're asking the creepers, who are the creepers that entwine the trunks of big trees, just like they're comparing a wife to a husband. They're saying that you also look like you're blossoming so much. Definitely, you must be touched by Krishna's fingernails. And that because he is the source of all joy, he is what we know as Sri Ram. So, in this particular way, the gopis are so much enamored and remembering the wonderful pastimes of Krishna and interacting with so many different things. Because in this mood of separation, everywhere they are going, everything they are seeing it as Krishna conscious. So, in this particular way, even if we develop that intense love towards Krishna, even in a material world, wherever we go to work, to job, we can always connect with Krishna, and always we can remember and identify things that are there around us that help us to remember Krishna. Dear devotees, with this, I'll end my discussion. Vanchakalpatarubhasya Kripasindupavyamcha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.